When going for the Gotta Catch Them All trophy in TMNT Mutants Unleashed, I was often finding myself shouting out loud at the game, asking things like, why did they think this was a good idea? And how did nobody think this was broken? I was honestly left in disbelief at how clunky, awkward, lazy, boring and seemingly unfinished the gameplay mechanic behind this trophy was. Honestly, if you played this game and gotten this trophy, you'll know what I'm on about, but for those who haven't, this is everything that is wrong with the Catch 'em All trophy. To unlock this collectibles trophy, you're going to have to find all the Digimutants that are hidden around New York City and the game's hub world locations. In total, there are 18 Digimutants to find across the 9 hub worlds, which you can visit in between each of the story missions to interact with all of the NPCs. Some of the locations unlock after you progress far enough into the story, so they aren't all immediately available, and in order to start finding the mutants in the first place, you'll need to have progressed far enough in the story in order to have unlocked the phone and app. So right away it's a bit of a ball ache to even get started with this collectible trophy, but it's the digi part of these Digimutants that proves to be the most annoying part. Seeing as they are digital mutants, you can't see them in the hub worlds normally as you walk around them, so in order to be able to find them, you first have to stop, go into the menu and use the Digimutants phone app and then scan the environment in order to find them, and the scanning part is just truly awful, and it is what will leave you shouting at the game due to how half-assed the mechanic is. Upon opening the phone app, you are greeted with this screen and a cursor that you can use to click on areas of the environment you want to scan. This then scans that very small area that the cursor is pointing to, and if it goes red, it means that there's no mutant there. However, if the cursor goes green, then you are pretty close to a Digimutant. Well, you'd at least think that's what it was, but in this game, due to how badly broken and badly implemented this is, you could still be really far away from an actual mutant, even though it's gone green when you've clicked there. I don't know why they decided to do it this way, as going green is actually less helpful than when it turns red, because at least when it's red you know it's not anywhere near there, but when it goes green the lack of any hint or arrow to guide you in the right direction is a hindrance, and it just results in you aimlessly clicking to slowly scan another area of the screen again and again until eventually you stumble upon a mutant by accident. You then have to repeat this tedious exercise another 17 times in the game's 9 locations in order to unlock this trophy. This whole mechanic just didn't make sense to me, and I'm baffled they designed it the way they did. Why do I have to click a button to scan small areas of the screen bit by bit? This scanning thing would have worked so much better if I just held a button in to start scanning and then moved the analog stick around the screen to scan the area. Instead, you're simply clicking a very specific small area one by one, as if it was some hidden object game, made more tedious by the cursor animations after each button presses. And unfortunately the problems don't end there either, as I still have issues with the in-game tracker, as just like the game mechanic, this is also half-assed. Sure, you have a menu that shows you how many there are and how many you've found, but it's still not as helpful as it could be. For starters, it doesn't break it down into areas, so you have no idea how many are in each location, and while most have 2, some like the diner seem to just have 1, which if you weren't using a guide would really throw you off and make you think you'd missed one there. Another issue I have is that you can't click on the mutants in this menu, so you have no idea what the names of the Digimutants you have are, making it awkward to know exactly which ones you have and which ones you're missing. Why can't I just click each one to view a small little bio with a picture of them on screen and the location and name of which I found them at? I don't know, it's just stupid. Another gripe I have with this is that the mutants are invisible until you find them, and even then, when you have your scanner on screen, there's no visual sparkle or other clue to hint that there's a Digimutant there. The only help the game gives you is the cursor response when clicking, which, as I've said, is more unhelpful than it should be, so it all just leaves you slowly clicking around the screen, and sometimes the mutants can even be hidden by the actual UI of the game, like this one in the pool. Why can't the cursor colour get stronger the closer you are to it? Why is there no arrow to roughly point you in the right direction of a Digimutant when it goes green? These omissions and the fact that you're pressing the button to constantly and slowly scan small areas of the screen and not the whole lot really do zap any fun there was to be had here. Plus, sometimes you can be right by one and still not get it, as the trigger zones for these seem really unfairly small at times. I mean, the game's camera and UI get in the way. It all adds up to make this a dull, tedious and rather annoying task to awkwardly find these Digimutants with this broken scanner, especially in the larger hubs like the park or the Cohab Centre, as that one has even more areas for you to explore, loads of rooms and 2 floors for you to slowly scan in search of a mutant. And I definitely feel like there needed to be a Digimutant counter for those areas, as I feel like I wasted a lot of time scanning all the rooms in this building, thinking there would be more here when there wasn't. So while 18 might not sound like many Digimutants for you to find, when they are as awkward to grab as these thanks to this poorly implemented scanning mechanic, there may as well have been hundreds, as it's that frustrating to collect them all. Most levels have 2 mutants in them, but good luck knowing certain locations have less without a guide. Hopefully the clips of me finding them in this video will make this trophy less painful for you. But as for me, I really did not like doing this in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed, so for that reason, this deserves its BS rating of